In this video, we will explain what the next generation of Hashira would look like. We'll talk about how strong they would be and what powers they would have. Watch it till the end. The future flower pillar, Kanao Sayuri. Our girl Kanao has been through a lot, but she managed to recover with the help of the cultural sisters. Due to her trauma, Kanao bottled up all her emotions and struggled to make decisions herself. It was Kane, the former flower Hashira, who gave her a coin and suggested that she flip it to decide which path she should follow. As Kanao grew up under the care of the Kocho sisters, she began expressing her emotions and making decisions for herself. Her deep hatred for demons and her choice to become a demon slayer was hers. Notably, she was one of the strongest demon slayers during the final selection and is also a student of the Hashira, setting her apart from the others. As the future flower Hashira, Kanao would be similar to the Kocho sisters as she received training from both. Her abilities and skills would surpass those of the previous Hashira, making her a formidable force. Continue watching the video to learn more about Kanao's potential as the new flower Hashira. Kanao's current speed surpasses Inosuke and Tanjiro's, indicating that her speed as a Hashira would be exceptional. She would also excel as a master swordsman, akin to the late flower Hashira Kane. However, Kanao's swordsmanship would likely surpass her predecessors, as even Doma admired her skills. Notably, she defeated Doma with the assistance of Inosuke. Kanao's future as a Hashira holds great promise, and to explore her abilities and potential further, Kanao uses the flower breathing style, which she learned and mastered simply by observing the late Hashira. Our future Hashira would be exceptional at using various forms of breathing styles, having a better grip on them than ever before. Most importantly, she would master the final form of the flower breathing style. This equinoctial vermilion eye is a technique that significantly increases the kinetic vision of the user and allows the user to have an incredible perception. While the final form of the flower breathing style, equinoctial vermilion eye, carries the risk of blindness, a skilled demon slayer like Kanao would minimize the potential damage by mastering the technique. Kanao's training under Shinobu, the insect Hashira, adds another dimension to her abilities. Kanao may inherit some of Shinobu's medicinal capabilities, enhancing her healing and poison-resistant skills. With her comprehensive training, Kanao is well-positioned to assume leadership at the Butterfly Mansion, carrying on the legacy of the Hashira lineage. In short, Hanao would exhibit a harmonious blend of the Kocho sisters' techniques, showcasing her distinct flair as the flower Hashira. She would incorporate her mentor's teachings while adding her personal touch, creating a unique and beautiful manifestation of her abilities. Next, we have Genya Shinazugawa, a remarkably distinct demon slayer. Genya has a deeply tragic past from a family of 9 siblings. In a devastating event, a demon slaughtered the Shinazugawa siblings, leaving Genya scarred physically and emotionally. Sanemi, the eldest brother and a wind Hashira, tried to protect Genya as he escaped to seek medical help. However, upon his return, Genya witnessed Sanemi killing their mother, who was revealed to be the demon responsible for the slaughter of their siblings. This traumatic experience shapes Genya's unique perspective and journey as a demon slayer. Genya misunderstood the situation and thought that his brother was a murderer and assumed that a wolf had killed his siblings. Instead, the terrible event caused the Shinazugawa brothers to have a broken relationship throughout the Enon. However, Genya realizes his mistake and tries to get closer to his brother by becoming a demon slayer. Sanemi never acknowledged him, making him realize just how weak he was compared to others. However, Genya continued to work hard to become a Hashira and get closer to his older brother. So how powerful would Genya be as the future Hashira? Despite being unable to use a breathing technique like his fellow demon slayers, Genya managed to not only survive but kick butt with the help of the repetitive action technique taught to him by Himjima. As her future Hashira, Genya Shinazugawa's unique ability to temporarily obtain demonic powers by consuming demon flesh would make him a formidable force. With his training under the strongest Hashira and his mastery of the repetitive action technique, Genya would have the potential to become exceptionally tough and virtually invincible. By consuming various demons, including parts of Musen Kibutsuji, Genya would enhance his own strength and gain access to unique blood demon arts. Like Nezuko's transformation abilities, Genya would develop his techniques and utilize the blood demon arts to their fullest potential. This combination of physical prowess, demonic powers, and his own ingenuity would make Genya a formidable and versatile warrior as the future Hashira. As Genya can create bullets from his flesh, he could learn to create many different weapons and objects to tackle demons effectively. Additionally, Genya is an expert marksman and a master swordsman, making him an exceptional and brilliant Hashira of the next generation. Genya has set an example of his own by possessing unique abilities and honing them to the point that he could easily attack an upper moon without even being a breath. Inosuke Hashibira's boisterous and reckless nature can be traced back to his troubled past. He carries deep emotional scars due to his upbringing. Inosuke's mother, fleeing from an abusive relationship, found refuge in a cult led by the Upper Moon Rank 2 demon. This traumatic experience shaped Inosuke's behavior and contributed to his eccentricity. Despite his rough exterior, Inosuke carries profound inner pain and turmoil. His wild and unpredictable nature serves as a coping mechanism, allowing him to confront his past and assert his individuality. Throughout the series, Inosuke's character development unveils layers of complexity, showcasing his resilience and determination to overcome his traumatic past. Inosuke's mother, in a desperate attempt to protect her son from the dangerous cult, made the heartbreaking decision to abandon him by throwing him into a river. It was an act born out of her deep love for Inosuke and her belief that it was the only way to ensure his survival. This traumatic event marked Inosuke's early life, leaving him to fend for himself and grow up in the wild. The experience further shaped Inosuke's fierce independence and his relentless determination to survive against all odds. Though initially lacking in social skills and understanding of societal norms, Inosuke's journey as a demon slayer allows him to confront his past and find his sense of belonging and purpose. Unfortunately, in the end, she cannot save herself and is devoured by Doma. Later, Inosuke is adopted by boars and brought up by them such that he wears the head of his dead adopted boar's mother. However, Inosuke didn't receive proper training from a Hashira like the rest of his teammates did. His strength has been acknowledged by many, including both humans and demons, so the question stands, how would an eccentric person like Inosuke be as the future Hashira? The boar-headed guy has this obsession with doing his best and constantly improving, such that he considers brutal conditions and torture as a training method. The desire for consistent improvement may make him one of the strongest Hashira in the future, having several new tricks and techniques up his sleeves. Moreover, the guy developed his own breathing technique known as the beast breathing due to the harsh conditions he had to face while living in the woods. That's how good he combines his insane instinct and reflexes with formal training. For Hashira, Inosuke would reach a whole new level, becoming unimaginably powerful. As a Hashira, he would heavily rely on breathing forms that are connected to his exceptional swordsmanship skills. Most probably, the new techniques he learns will further heighten his perception and reflexes, allowing him to efficiently tackle any demon by identifying their locations and their weaknesses in a matter of seconds, much like Genya. Inosuke would set new standards for the next generation of demon slayers, proving that some fancy breeding form is not needed to be strong. His dedication to training and improvement would be admirable for most demon slayers up. Next, being a favorite fan, Zenitsu Agatsuma. We know how passionate Zenitsu can be when it comes to girls and finding a wife, which caused them many problems in the past. Zenitsu never had anyone to properly guide him as a child, so he ended up getting scammed by a girl he dearly loved. Poor guy was left drowning in debt and was offered financial help by Jigoro Kuwajima. The previous Thunder Hashira Jigoro then also took it upon himself to train Zenitsu as a swordsman. The thunder-breathing user suffers from self-esteem issues throughout the anime, and doesn't believe that he's capable of killing anything but a bug. However, he managed to slay some of the strongest demons out there. And what's even more interesting is that he did all of that while being unconscious. So let's talk about Zenitsu as the future Hashira. How would he be? And would he overcome his weaknesses despite being a coward with multiple self-esteem issues? Zenith is an extraordinarily powerful thunder-breathing user and a master swordsman. Much like the other characters, he would add a different flavor of his own to the position of the Thunder Hashira. Offering a unique set of skills and abilities, he would grow up to be the most mature and influential person, who may seem impossible at the moment, but he will eventually become more confident, competent, and mature. However, Zenitsu's main specialty is that he has perfectly mastered one form of the thunder-breathing style as a Hashira. He will learn the remaining forms as well. This is because Zenith's nerves and self-esteem prevent him from unleashing his full power. As he slowly grows and becomes more confident, he will have no trouble learning the remaining forms of thunder breathing and would need to fall asleep to fight any demon. That's more with how talented Zenitsu is. He would develop various techniques linked to his heightened senses and incredible speed and reflexes. Overall, he would make a killer Thunder Hashira, and his growth would surely bring joy to all the fans. Finally, we have our main character, heart of the fandom, Tanjiro Kamado. Tanjiro had an unimaginably tough time throughout the series. As the eldest child, he endured many hardships for his family. He was quite young when his father died. Still, he took it upon himself to protect his family and became the sole breadwinner for them. Tanjiro learned coal burning and sold charcoal in nearby villages and towns to earn money for his family. One day, while he was working, Tanjiro's entire family was killed by Muzan. Only Nezuko was left alive. Imagine a 13-year-old kid witnessing his entire family covered in blood. How traumatic would that be for him? Despite the terrible events he saw, Tanjiro still tried to save Nezuko and did whatever he could to help her become a human again. Tanjiro went through extreme training to become a demon slayer to avenge his family. His only aim was to kill the demon who attacked his family, except the Demon King himself did the deed, leading to Tanjiro pushing himself to his limits to fight on equal footing with him. We already know how incredibly strong Tanjiro is as a demon slayer, so how would he be as the future Hashira, as the next water Hashira, or possibly the sun Hashira? Tanjiro would probably be much stronger than the previous Hashira, since Tanjiro has learned two different breathing styles, the water breathing and the sun breathing. He would have a large set of unique abilities by the time he becomes a Hashira. As the new Hashira, Tanjiro would share an extreme resemblance with the first breath user Yorichi Tsukuni. He would perfectly master all the forms of Hinokami Kagura, to the point that he could manipulate two breathing styles to create new forms of his choice. Furthermore, Tanjiro has always been a natural talent when it comes to combat, and he possesses extraordinary senses as well, which allowed him to fight against Yotomioka in the beginning. However, as a Hashira, that isn't the only attribute he would possess. Tanjiro would also set an example for the upcoming generation through his kind and empathetic nature, and also his undaunted will and spirit that allowed him to reach where he is now. Overall, Tanjiro Komodo would be an exceptional hashtag and possibly the strongest ever. He would be admired and respected by many people around the world, and that's exactly what he deserves for being so brave and remaining unhinged through all the obstacles he faced. That's it for today's video. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and press the notification bell to be updated every time we will upload a new video.